The alley was quiet. Just the steady drip of water from a rusted fire escape and the hum of neon signs flickering in the distance. It could have been any city. It didn't matter. When two legends meet, the setting disappears. Only the men remain. Robert McCall stood in the dark like a ghost, barely distinguishable from the shadows that wrapped around him. He had been tracking someone, a man whose name carried whispers like smoke through the underworld. They called him Baba Yaga. But McCall wasn't scared of monsters. He hunted them. John Wick stepped into the light with a slow, purposeful gait, rain beating on his black suit. His eyes locked on McCall's, both men reading each other the way old warriors do. Calm, calculating, tired of the blood, yet bound to it. This wasn't about revenge. Not exactly. It wasn't about justice either. It was something older, something primal. A test of skill, of legacy. McCall is methodical, a master tactician. A former government assassin turned quiet avenger. He's known for calculating every move before a punch is thrown. He notices patterns, watches, waits, then strikes with the precision of a surgeon and the ferocity of a storm. His strength lies in his planning. He's the man who clears a room of 5 armed men in under 20 seconds, without breaking a sweat. He's patient, ruthless when provoked, and deeply principled in his own cold way. Wick doesn't plan in the way McCall does. He reacts. He adapts. He endures. Trained by the high table, forged through grief and endless betrayal, Wick is a master of gun fu, blending close-quarter combat and fluid firearms work into a seamless, deadly ballet. His greatest strength is his resilience. The man simply doesn't stop. You knock him down, stab him, shoot him, he gets back up. He's less like a man and more like an unstoppable force of vengeance wearing a suit. McCall has emotion on his side. Compassion, guilt, justice. But emotion can cloud judgment. Wick, on the other hand, has had most of his stripped away. The first blow came fast. McCall lunging from the dark, a flash of steel in his hand. Wick spun, deflecting with a forearm, pistol barking twice in the space of a breath. McCall vanished again, slipping between shadows. It wasn't a brawl. It was chess played with broken bones and muzzle flashes. Wick moved through space like water, flowing from cover to cover, turning found objects into weapons. A pen, a broken pipe, the handle of a shattered umbrella. McCall countered with traps, distractions, and brutal hand-to-hand technique. Each man landed hits. McCall broke Wick's ribs in a vicious elbow clinch combo. Wick stabbed McCall in the leg with a knife pulled from nowhere. Blood marked their trail, but neither backed down. In the end, what gave Wick the edge wasn't just his skill, it was his endurance. McCall is lethal in the first 30 seconds. He's trained to end it fast. But the fight dragged on. 5 minutes. 10. 15. That's when McCall started to slow. The bruises set in. The leg wound became a limp. The mental calculations that once guided his strikes became fogged by pain and fatigue. But Wick kept coming. Bleeding, breathing hard, but alive. His eyes never wavered. In a final exchange, McCall lunged again, knife in hand, a last attempt to finish it. But Wick sidestepped, disarmed him with a brutal joint lock, and drove the knife into McCall's side. Not fatal, but final. McCall fell, gasping, his back against the cold alley wall. Wick stood over him, chest rising and falling, gun pointed, but not firing. "I respect you," he said, voice raw. "But you should have stayed in the dark." He turned and walked away, disappearing into the night like a ghost himself. Robert McCall is terrifying. He's efficient, quiet, and arguably more compassionate. He fights for others. But that's also his weakness, his conscience. He tries not to kill unless he must. He avoids drawing attention. He's at his best when controlling the environment. Wick. He thrives in chaos. He doesn't wait for the right moment. He makes it. He's relentless, unstoppable, fueled by rage and the pain of loss that hardened into resolve. You can't outlast a man who's willing to die to win. In a short fight, McCall might have taken it. He's smarter in the moment, better at setting up kills. But against Wick's raw endurance, sheer willpower, and terrifying adaptability, he simply couldn't hold out long enough. Wick took everything McCall had, and still got up. That's why he won. Epilogue. Somewhere deep in the city, McCall is recovering, wounded but alive. And maybe, just maybe, part of him is glad. Not because he lost, but because he found someone worth losing to. And John Wick. He's already gone. Another fight. Another night. The myth walking the earth. The last man standing.